Hi, and welcome to Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It with Chanday Langworthy. Hi, everyone. I'm Chanday Langworthy, and I'm always so excited to bring to you Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It. This is the show where you will find motivation, inspiration, and encouragement to becoming the best version of yourself. Now, today I have another great show, an absolute fantastic show, and I have two special guests here with me today that is really doing some really big things in Omaha, Nebraska. We have here Breann. I am so excited, Breann, to have you to the show. You have your own organization that help develop youth in becoming entrepreneurs?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the name of your organization?
So it's Young Entrepreneurs of the Future.
Oh my goodness, and you have brought with you one of your students, should I say students, or one of your
one of our young entrepreneurs.
And that's Michelle Hernandez. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the show. I am so excited to be here, and I am Breann, you are just phenomenal. You are doing some really big things. One thing that I really connect with you, and I have to just say this, is that how you pour into all of these students. Now, we're just going to have a conversation about what inspired you to get started. How long have you been doing this? You know, how many students do you have? We'll start with that. So what inspired you to do what you do to help the youth? And what age range are the youths that you work with?
So I've always been an entrepreneur myself since I was little. I would always, go into my neighbors' houses and I would, hey, can I clean this room for 25 cents?
Oh, wow.
We could get 25 cents. And we'd walk the dogs with the neighbors and we'd do anything. And growing up and then meeting my husband, we've always just tried to have some kind of side hustle and figure out, we knew we always wanted our own business.
Wow.
So then we started our own business and our kids worked for us, but then we seen other kids wanted to work, and then our own child, he wanted to start a clothing line. And we're like, oh. And then we thought about it, like, how many other kids want to start a business but don't know where to go, or their parents just don't know anything business related? And my parents didn't know anything business related, so I learned everything from the streets.
You are so, it's almost unbelievable, the work that I've seen from you, and even like tugs, it is amazing. And then you have Michelle here, who is an up-and-coming designer.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
oh my goodness. So what age range of children or youth do you work with?
So right now I work with 5 to 21.
Oh, okay.
And now I am pushing it out to a little bit to about 21 to 25.
Okay.
Just because that 21 to 25 range, just to help them a little bit. Also, I am working with autistic kids as well, starting to. So between 21 and 25, we do have autistic kids who want to have a business, but they just need a little guidance. So now we've extended our ages to certain groups.
Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. You should really feel proud of yourself. All the work that I've seen come from your organization is amazing.
Thank you.
That's to say the least. So now let me ask you, so the age range that you work with within that group, up to 21, mm-hmm. and then 21 to 25, mm-hmm. how many students do you have that you have worked with or that's in your club or in your organization right now? About how many?
So we work with, typically, because we run a class in the after school programs as well, so typically we have worked with about over 1,500 kids.
Whoa!
Giving within the last 3 years.
Okay.
So we do run a class and everything, but personally, I am all about quality over quantity, and I want my students to be successful. So I personally help about 20 kids right now.
Okay.
And then once a couple of them grow out of the program, then I will add more.
You'll add.
But I want to give them my one-on-one, and when I can add more teachers, then I'll add more students for the one-on-one. But I do run classes to give them that mindset, to help them with a little bit of marketing. But for like Michelle and the group that I work with, like we do once, like last night we had a dinner. So once a month we meet to see where we are, what do we need help with, what's our next steps. I really want them to know that I can give them that one-on-one.
That one-on-one.
Now, if I have 50 to 100 to 1,000 kids, there's no way that I could give them that one-on-one personally.
So, okay, so then about expansion, are you going to have to wait until you are able to bring on more staff to expand? And when you expand, are you
So
going
we're expanding right now. So I have more teachers actually now.
Okay.
I'm expanding to like trades. I'm also expanding to, I have a braiding class because in the state of Nebraska you don't need a braiding license. So teaching the youth braiding skills, but also teaching them their worth and how to profit.
Okay.
Just because you're 15 doesn't mean you need to charge 20 bucks if your quality of work is just like a next person. So trying to teach them, hey, charge that $120.
Okay.
So we have a lot of different classes that we run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
So we're not limited.
I'm just so blown away. So Michelle, let's talk a little bit about your business and what you do. What's the name of your business, and give us a little bit of background about what you do.
Okay, so my business is McShell, and I started it back in May. I actually applied for one of the Young Entrepreneurs scholarships, and that was the bump, I guess, to starting my business. It was very, very helpful to fund my business. So now what I do, I make scrunchies and I upcycle clothing and I tailor, and I also design custom designs. So it just depends on what my clientele would prefer or what they're looking for. So I kind of do it all. It's
So
pretty fun.
you have a variety. Now,
Yes.
I understand like that jacket you're wearing, that's something that you put together from a project that you were working on. So give us a little, I love that jacket. Give us a little background about how that jacket became to be what it is right now.
Yeah. So actually, this was a project from my high school. We went to a local thrift store and we bought a whole bunch of items and we had to recreate something. So I got these two blazers and I just figured, I was like, you know what? Two-tone. It was all over Instagram, it was all over Pinterest, and I was like, I want to do it. So I split them in half and just kind of, it was actually splitting them in half was easy. Putting them back together was the hard part.
Was the hard part?
I didn't know how to do that. But yeah, so I don't know, I kind of sketched a little bit and I just made it work, and here I am wearing it. I actually presented it at Omaha Fashion Week, because it is a three-piece, what do you call it, like a three-piece outfit. Yeah,
Okay.
so there's a top, a bottom, and then the blazer on top. So I'm only wearing the blazer today, just kind of showing, you can go mix match it.
Okay, and you put that together very
Thank
well.
you.
Let me ask you, what do you enjoy most about the organization, Young Entrepreneurs of the Future? What do you enjoy most about it, or have you connected with most?
I would definitely say the mentorship and the networking we get with Breann. She's very helpful. I cannot say more. She's so
amazing.
helpful. She's amazing. I think, honestly, if it weren't for her, I don't think me or any of the young entrepreneurs I work with would be in the places we are today. I feel even more confident when she's around. I feel like she's just a confident booster everywhere I go. When she's there, we feel very empowered by her presence, and she's amazing. We get to work with her pretty often, and if not, she's just a phone call away, a text or email away, and we can always ask her something if we don't know how to price something, if we don't know what to do with our business, we're kind of feeling down or whatever it may be.
Right.
We go to her and she gives us great advice, and she uses some words where sometimes we don't know what it means, but we make it work.
I literally have chills right now. Like, I literally have chills just because I know the love that you pour into these children and the love that you have for the entrepreneurs of the young entrepreneurs of the future. And I literally just have chills like you are so amazing.
I know, I'm not trying to cry or anything.
So amazing. So you really enjoy, and then you mentioned something about a scholarship. So you offer scholarships to, how do you figure out who gets scholarships? How does that work?
So with the scholarship, I do it, right now we're able to do it 1 to twice a year because we are a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
And so basically we look for kids that already have a business idea or pretty much starting a business, and they pitch it to me.
Okay.
What do you need? How's your business? How did you start? What are the supplies? So we give them a $500 startup, and then we go over their supplies and what do they need, how are they going to price it, and then we get them started. And I continue to mentor them until they don't need me anymore.
Okay.
The first question, Michelle was like, okay, so when I get my supplies,
What's
what
next?
do I do? Are you still going to be
Yeah.
here? Because, you know, a lot of organizations and a lot of other people will just give you those supplies, but will not continue that mentorship. See, I want to give them that entrepreneur mindset, but I also want them to be very successful. So as you can see on my table, they all have something to produce. These
Right.
are all different businesses. And so in general, they all are selling. They all, and you know, right now they're all selling out due to COVID. So everything has been online. So it's been really nice.
Right.
So, I mean, they're always producing something new, Christmas, Valentine's Day, whatever it is. But I would just wanted everybody to know, like, they really have real businesses.
Skills and-
you know,
right.
it's not just a side hustle. It's not just a side business. This
This
is
is a
something
real
they want
tangible.
to do their whole entire life. They
Right.
want to become, you know, the biggest business they can.
Right. So, and this is very tangible businesses. Do you want to speak to the audience about what you have here
Yeah.
on the table? Like, you can go through each one. I don't know how.
So
you
some of
want-
these are just, this is not all of my entrepreneurs, so I do apologize if your product is not up here, because I just did a giveaway. So I do a lot of giveaways on my Facebook.
Okay.
And the reason I do that is just to get their products out there. And so every time we do a giveaway, a lot of my winners end up buying stuff from
Oh,
them. So it's
okay.
just to get them introduced to their products. And we're starting to go live now because, you know, right now we're not having a lot of human to human interaction.
Right.
So just getting the audience to see what's been going on with the young entrepreneurs. So right now what we have up here, we have rugs, and it's tugs. Tugs rugs. You can,
I hold this up?
yeah, go ahead. And so they are custom made rugs. You just
Custom-made
send a
rugs.
design, and
Any
they all, they're
design.
very thick, very sturdy.
Yes,
And
these are
so,
nice, very sturdy too, not flimsy at all.
yep, and
That's
so
really
he's a
nice.
14-year-old young entrepreneur.
Wow.
And he just started making rugs. Then we
14
have
years old.
Haley and Grace Bath Bombs. They are two 17-year-olds out of Aurora, Nebraska, and they hand make all of their, so this is from Christmas, don't judge, but I just love their packaging. And this is one of the main keys that we do talk about in our young entrepreneur is about packaging.
Okay.
You know, appearance is a really,
Presentation is
presentation
everything.
is everything.
Right.
I will tell you that presentation and packaging, the people who buy and they'll come back and be like, oh my gosh, I bought from your young entrepreneur and their packaging was amazing.
Oh, yes.
Customer service was amazing. And in my mind, I'm like, how was the product?
But
That's what it is.
Right,
you know,
right.
that's just what it is.
Okay.
A lot of these girls started out giving their stuff in a Ziploc bag.
Oh, wow.
So we've worked on towards everything. So, I mean, really, they already kind of had businesses going. They just needed that little boost and a little help.
Wow.
And so then we have Delia's Dazzling Designs, and she's the one who makes masks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she sews. And what the greatest thing is, I'm going to say this, is that the youth help each other.
Oh, yeah.
So Delia sews, Michelle sews. They're pretty much in the same thing, but they always ask, do you need help? Do you need help with that machine? Can I help you with this? Do you need this? That's what I love.
This is
We can
amazing.
sit in a meeting together, and those two will come together and be like, oh yeah, come over and I'll help you. And I'm just like, that's amazing, because unfortunately adults, they just don't do that.
No.
And so what I want everyone to take away is that the youth really want everyone to be successful in their age group, and they want to see everybody win.
Oh,
and
this
so
is amazing.
that's what I always say. I love when they all meet together, because they're like, oh, what can you do? And they're always giving each other advice. So that's what I love. And then we have Lex Cosmetics.
Okay.
So she, once again, packaging.
Oh my
So
goodness.
she just started she started off with lip gloss, and she makes her own. And then she wants to be a whole cosmetic line. So she also has eyelashes, she has lip balm scrub, and she also just started a CBD line. And she is an 18-year-old that goes to Metro as well too. So.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting
On a
up here.
roll.
I am
And then
sitting
if you
up
want to
here.
show them
Yeah, I
yours.
can.
Yes,
I can show
absolutely.
you. Yeah. So this is actually my newest collection. This is my Valentine's Day collection. So we have two scrunchies here.
Oh, okay.
This one's called Love You, and this one's called Be Mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
Love
super
you
cute.
and be mine.
Yeah,
Sews
you know.
them?
Oh,
And
so
yeah,
you-
so everything is I measure myself, cut it myself, and then sew it myself. So it's a one person thing, but
Look at how much talent is out here, and I'm so grateful for you, because without you, a lot of the 1,500 people that you have serviced this year would not, number one, be where they are. Number two, their what I call dreams, thoughts, images that's in their mind would have been lain, like dormant. A lot that I speak about on the Blueprint Workshop is that we have dreams. Those are thoughts and images in our mind, but we don't tend to use, we'll just let it sit there and we don't do anything with it. So just imagine that the over 1,500 students that you work with, those dreams, thoughts, images in their mind just would have lied dormant and nothing would have came of it. So
Right.
that is really exceptional that, you know, I feel like God put things on our hearts and he is really using you in a way that you're going to touch the world. I already feel it. I
thank
already
you.
know it. And I mean, you started in Omaha, but I'm sure you're looking to expand and branch out.
Yeah, I've
to
had
other-
a couple other states that I've reached out to.
Okay.
My husband's originally from Florida, so we're trying to get it back into his hometown.
Okay.
We've had Philadelphia reach out to us. We're hoping to possibly get it into other. We are in Council Bluffs at some of their schools as well. My main focus is to not just the after-school programs. It is a variety of kids because there are some kids that just aren't in the after-school program. So I want the kids to be able to contact me anytime. And I do have some kids that'll just ask me one question and then that's all they needed. They just needed a little help and a boost. And I follow their pages.
Okay.
I'll do Zoom meetings with them. I give them homework.
wow, you
So
are
I do give them homework.
Yeah, she does.
I do.
So tell me, what are some of your biggest challenges with like space, with just challenges you have or things that you're working towards?
So right now our biggest challenge is space.
Okay.
So everything basically is manufactured out of my house. All the meetings are pretty much out of my house, or we go to like a place like last night. We went out to dinner. So space. And also for the youth, for their space, because they're using their room or their parents' house or wherever they can store their items.
Right.
So right now we are really looking for a building
Okay.
that basically a big warehouse that everybody
house
yeah.
everything.
And so in that warehouse we would do a lot of different kind of trades as well to build up some stuff, but it would give the youth an opportunity to leave their stuff there. It's a safe place.
Right.
So a lot of our youth, they either drop off their customer's order or their customer comes to their house.
Okay.
And in today's age, you just don't know what's going on. So it would be a safe place 7 to 7 for their customers to pick up. So now it's safe.
Okay.
Nobody has to deal out of their house, to keep their supplies there so they can have their bedroom back.
Right,
You know,
right.
also, like for instance, Michelle, it's hard for her to do her tailor or
Okay,
anything
yeah.
because of her, her mom owns a beauty shop.
Yeah, so we have one in, so there's it's our garage turned into a little salon. So my mom has either her friends or my cousins come over and they'll get their little haircuts. And then sometimes I have to, if somebody wants to get something tailored, I have to coordinate with her. So
Okay.
she says, so Saturday I have 3 people coming in, and I'm like, oh, but Saturday I have somebody coming in too.
So this
it
becomes
clashes, yeah.
a real big issue.
And it's also a
Yeah.
privacy
So
thing.
in a exactly, privacy thing. So and also for them to be able to have just a space that they can go in, put their headphones on, design, and also because they connect so well with the other youth, they can have a meeting room. That's where they can ship all their stuff from. They can print all their stuff. They can manufacture everything out of there, and just feel like they have a real bit. I mean, they have real businesses, but
Right.
to just be able to walk in there and be like, oh, this is amazing.
This is
so
amazing.
space is very is
Critical.
Yes, very critical for
it's
us. We
critical.
are really in need of a building.
So if you're out there and you hear this,
Yes.
right.
Yes,
The-
yes,
the
and-
young entrepreneurs of the future is really moving in a dynamic way. Like you're really taking off, and I know it seems like, but this has been in the working over what? How many years?
So almost 4 years
4
now.
years, almost 4 years now, and it has taken you from just the baby steps to now, you're at the next level, and then a year from now, who
Yeah.
knows where you will be. But I am so excited that you are really working and pouring into I cannot
Thank you.
express that
You know,
enough.
we do a lot of collaborations as well. So I've collaborated with another young entrepreneur institute in Ohio. I've done some work with the Venture Lab in Texas. I've done some work with Beyond School Bell. So collaboration is a big thing. So that's why I try to teach the kids as well too. Like, it's okay to reach out and say, hey, do you have any ideas on this? Or hey, I have some youth.
Right.
Trying to take credit for everything is hard, but also like there's some things that I still don't know that I'm learning through the process as well.
Right.
So I want them to be okay to like say, okay, for instance, like Delia, Lex, and Michelle, they combine their stuff together and they're like, oh, I'm teaming up with this for a giveaway, or vice versa, or whatever it is. And I just want to touch base that real quick, we just developed a kids market. So basically it's like it's a youth eBay.
Oh, wow.
And so we developed a website. They have been kind of our testers, so that we've been doing everything. So now it's up and going, and so basically we're only going to have like maybe 10 products of each, like so, or 10 youth that would have the same products.
Okay.
And we're giving them a platform, because if she would go on eBay right now or Etsy, she's going to be on page 55,
right?
And nobody's going to see her,
right?
You know, so if she comes here, you're going to be on the front page and everybody can choose. But then it's also a platform for now that people can go directly here and pay for it, instead of she's trying to keep track on Facebook and Instagram and trying to worry about, do I need a website right away? And so it just gives the youth a platform. So it is from 5 to 21, and we are going to change the things of 21 to 25 depending on if you fit into that group, that category.
Okay.
So it's called JessFi.com, JESFY.com.
JessFi.
Yeah,
okay.
and so basically it's just it's like a store. It's your own personal store. You ship out, you get the payment, it goes directly to them. So it's just like an eBay, but it's only for the youth. It's a platform for the youth finally.
So is that, now say for example, there is a youth that's up and coming, but it's not part under your umbrella. Is that something, so it's open for the public?
Yes, and it's for the out of anywhere in the United States.
Okay, it's for the general public.
So if you are a youth that has a business and you are like, I just don't want a website right now, and that's really perfectly fine. Okay, don't stress about a website.
Right.
Most people don't have websites, and that's okay. And if you're just kind of like overwhelmed with your orders through Facebook and Instagram and trying to keep them up, you can direct them right through the website. And so it's been something we've been really working on heavily, and finally we've got it up. And it's just it's something for the youth, because there's, you know, everybody bypasses the youth. You know, if you don't have that 5,000 sales on Etsy, you're not going to be noticed.
Right.
And then on top of it, it takes away so many fees. So at that point, it's like, what's the point of having a business if they're going to take everything I've done in hard work?
Right.
So I will say the only thing is there is a 10% that does come out, but it goes back into the organization to help other youth.
Okay.
So
but
everything else is theirs. They don't have to pay to put their pictures on. They don't have to have a yearly annual fee. There's nothing extra to it. You can put as many items as you want on there. Yeah.
Right.
So
that is amazing. I am like blown away. And then you are not just doing entrepreneurs for the youth and the general public, but you're also a full-time mother. You have, 4 children of your own?
I do. I have 4 children. I'm a wife. And then we also have our own businesses as well.
Right. So, I mean, so you have a system. The only way you can really run, and I use this, I know this because I do multiple things, a multitude of things as well. In order to really be successful in anything that you do, that's a lot of different parts that goes to it, you have to build a system. So how difficult was it for you to really build this system to make it very operational and move the way you need it to move?
You know, I think it's just passion.
Okay,
I
passion.
Absolutely love what I do.
Okay.
If I didn't love what I do, then I wouldn't be where I am today.
Right.
And that's why I was telling the girls yesterday, when it no longer becomes fun, then your business is just going to fail. And that's what it is. You have to have fun and take time and take breaks. And sometimes you are going to have those hard customers, and you have to make that decision, like, I'm not comfortable with that. Because when you take on a customer that is really rough and hard, it makes you second guess, like, do I even want to do this anymore? Like, that was too much. It's okay for you to say no. And like I tell them, it's okay to take vacation. It's okay to take self-care. Like, you need to. Your customers will be there.
Right.
And so it's very, the passion is there. So it doesn't matter what you do. I mean, so many people are like, oh, they make $1 million, I want to do that. But are you truly going to love what you do?
Right.
Anybody can make $1 million. You know, can you keep it?
And the thing I say in my workshop is that when you know what your purpose is when you will do it and no charge. If you didn't make a dime from it, you know that this is something you're passionate about, this is your purpose, and really the key to passion and purpose is being connected emotionally to that singular thing. Like, it drives you, it moves you, you can't stop thinking about it, because even like in what I do, I eat, sleep, and drink. Like, I wake up, I'm like, okay, so I get that passion. And so for you, Michelle, what is the one most singular thing that you connect with in what you do? Like, what is it, passion? What's your thing that you connect with in your business?
So I would definitely say passion as well. I actually started sewing back in middle school, so I was pretty young. I was like 14, 15, around that age. But my grandma used to sew a lot so when I met her for the first time, I saw her sewing machines, and I feel like when I sew, I'm near her. I feel her presence as well. She lives in Mexico, so I visit her every summer. But unfortunately this past summer I couldn't because of COVID. But anyways, when I'm sewing, I feel at place. I feel at place with myself, with my grandma. It's just, everything is just so passionate. I always knew I wanted to do something that would be like, that would make me happy. Connected. And I always say the same thing, kind of like Breann says. I have a quote that I use all the time. It just says, everyone has the right to build their own success. And I feel like what I do every single day, work on my business. So whether it be for me or for my school, I feel very proud of myself and very successful, because I feel like I've learned such a skill set that I know I can take that to the next level eventually. Right now, school is one of my priorities as well, but I am sewing in school, so that's amazing too.
So wow.
But I just feel so successful with the skill set I have and with the networks that I've been.
You've got one of the best, I mean, like the best persons I could ever imagine on the team. Like, you are so amazing. And I keep saying that just because you don't find, I really keep stressing this, and I know I've stressed it a lot, but you really don't find people in this day and age that's really engaging with the youth and really pouring into the youth. And what's so sad about it is that the youth are our future. We're going to need them to take care of us.
That's exactly
so
why
wouldn't, someone pour into them? But you pour in so much. I want to say thank you guys for joining me on Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It. We're coming to the close of this segment. We will have your information, your contact information available for the viewers. And I really hope that you will come back and visit us again and give us some updates of all the success. And I just want to commend you and thank you, Michelle Hernandez, for joining us. You guys were awesome. I hope to see you again. And until next time, Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It. We'll have more upcoming shows for you, so stay tuned. Thanks again for joining me on Think It, Believe It, and Achieve It with Chanday Langworthy. Thank you.